This sports segment of Naperville News 17 is brought to you by your local YMCA. For youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
At the beginning of October, Naperville Central football was 5-0 and the team to beat, not just in the DuPage Valley, but in the state. 2 weeks later, they're 5-2. Desperate to get back on track, they travel to Wheaton North in our matchup of the week. Clayton Thorson and Jake Colby 1-2 in the DVC for passing yards. We got ourselves a shootout. Second quarter, Central down 10-3. Colby to Emmanuel Wagamba. Don't tackle me. He's off to the races. 61 yards. We're tied at 10. Under 2 left in the first, Thorson has his foot on the gas. He's one downfield and that's a Redbird defender on the ground. Matt Bogalski snags it. 56 yards for a 7-point lead at half. To the fourth quarter, Wheaton up 24-17. Colby doesn't see Nick Singleton. Falcons would score again, and Central drops 3 in a row. Other scores from the area rankings courtesy of the Sun-Times. After starting 1-3, Naperville North wins 4 straight, topping West Aurora this week. They take on the struggling Redhawks next week at Benedetti Worley. After the big matchup, neither Neuqua nor Waubonsie had any trouble in the Upstate 8. Neuqua triples up West Chicago 39-13, and Waubonsie handles East Aurora 49-zip. Not a good week for METEA. They lose a shootout against Geneva. A big upset in the Windy City. Notre Dame-bound Nick Wisher picks off a couple of passes from Jack Benevetti, and Bennett Academy drops one against Marist. The Red Wings fall to 6-2. Finally, we'll graduate to college. Rankings from D3Football.com. North Central cruises. They'll host Carthage next week for homecoming before the schedule heats up. To see Wimbledon live, local fans have to travel across the Atlantic. The Masters, over 650 miles. But this weekend, fans could see one championship here on Aurora Avenue. For most of us, air hockey is a fun game to play in an arcade or at a bar, but for others, it's a competitive sport. This week, players from all over converged at the Brunswick zone, and for some of them, it was quite a trip.
Spain, Venezuela, all over the country, New York, California.
When us regular people play air hockey, the match is usually up to 11 or 21 points. But when the pros play, it's best of 7, each game being played up to 7 points. And amongst these pros, the top-ranked player is Chicago's Billy Stubbs. Although he's a celebrity here, he sure isn't paid like one.
First place is usually somewhere around $1,500. The top player in the world might make $5,000 a year. So we're not playing for money, we're playing because we love the sport.
The final came down to Danny Hines of Texas taking on Davis Lee of California. Tension was high, but Hines won a 6-set thriller in his 11th World Championship, tying him for the most all time.
I actually never dreamed that this would even come close to happening. I didn't think I'd be able to hold up, and at times it definitely felt like I wasn't going to.
After the tournament, the players head home and return to training and their day jobs. But in March, they hope to play another World Championship event in Las Vegas. And air hockey will begin again. That's it for sports. Back to you, Jen.